Hi guys, it's Matt and Jace here, and this is Drive-By Reviews.
Yes, today we are seeing Swiss Army Man, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano.
I'm really excited for this movie. I don't know about you.
I am as well. A24 has put out a lot of good shit recently.
A shit ton of just hits. Ex Machina, Room,
Green Room, which was the most unsettling film of 2016.
Okay. Directed by Daniels, who I didn't realize was two guys.
Yes.
Two guys named Daniel.
Which is a good sign for us. Gives us good ideas and possibly hope in the future.
Yeah.
Just a stranded man on an island, and he finds a dead body. Looks like he's about to kill himself from the trailer.
He tries to hang himself initially. That's what we're shown. We don't know why he's on an island. Maybe he crash landed. I don't know.
I kind of feel like we're not gonna know.
Yeah, probably not.
I feel like we're just gonna start like cold in, and it's just gonna be him on an island, and I feel like we might get a loose explanation.
Yeah. So we're shown he's trying to kill himself, but right before he does, he sees Daniel Radcliffe, the boy who lived, roll up on a beach.
Yeah.
Now
this is all knowledge from the trailer.
Yeah. So this movie's been getting a lot of buzz. It's been called the fart movie. That's pretty much what everyone's been calling it.
Because in the trailer, Daniel Radcliffe does fart in Paul Dano's face.
He does indeed fart. I don't know, probably a lot. I'm just assuming
maybe that's like
way more than one time.
The bowel release.
Yeah.
After you die, they say you clear, you know.
Yeah. It's a play on Swiss Army knife, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not assuming. That's fact.
From the trailer, it seems like he's going to be using Daniel Radcliffe's dead body just
to do anything. Literally
needs.
Anything.
It looks like he uses him as a gun.
He uses him as a gun.
At one point.
He throws up water, drinkable water.
Some type of jet ski. Oh, drink. Oh shit! I didn't even think about the fact that he could be a clean water source.
Yeah, he's on the ground and just like spewing up water. They shove. The one that I thought was hilarious was he shoves a giant stick down his throat to like shoot it to go like attach onto something like a grappling hook.
Okay. I thought the most interesting was a machine gun. Also, he seems to use him as some type of jet ski at the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
Looks like he's like triumphantly riding away into the ocean.
It looked like the scene from the SpongeBob movie where they're riding Hasselhoff. Yeah. As like a jet boat just cruising through the water.
So I think right now, how long has it been out for? Like a week?
Yeah, about a week.
I think it's been out for like a week. So as it stands, I believe it has an 82 on Rotten Tomatoes. Not that Rotten Tomatoes is like the make or break of a movie, but most people trust Rotten Tomatoes over anything. I tend to trust Rotten Tomatoes a little bit. I think they're a little harsh sometimes, but you know, 82 is a good score on Rotten Tomatoes. Anything I believe over 60 is certified fresh. Yeah, so that's a good sign.
I'm excited to see just Paul Dano and Radcliffe act together because they're both amazing
and still like really young, regardless of everything they've done. Especially Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
The fact that he has like maybe the largest franchise ever under his belt.
Yeah. And Dano's just been in. He's one of the most underrated actors in my opinion. Done like Prisoners, Little Miss Sunshine.
He like appears in things.
There Will Be Blood.
And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
There's that guy.
He's amazing.
It's good to see him. I'm excited to see him as like a good guy. I feel like usually he's some type of
he's either like
weirdo,
demented, crazy, weird,
or racist slave owner, or
You goddamn black bastard, strip your clothes. Strip.
Every time I think of him, I think of the scene where he just yanks up the dog in Prisoners. When he's watching him and he just yanks the dog up by the leash. Every time I think of Prisoners, I think of that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, credit to him for playing it well, but it just like fucks me up. Okay, so we're gonna go see Swiss Army Man now.
Swiss Army Man.
And yeah, we'll be back.
2 hours later.
we'll talk about it and I'll think about the grade I'm gonna give it. Let me look at.
Easily the most original movie I've ever seen.
For sure.
Super creative.
Yeah. When you were calling it the fart movie in the beginning,
I understand why.
Really underestimated the amount of farts that were going to be in this movie. This movie is about farts.
Yeah.
I think this movie is telling you that, is giving you the confidence to fart in public. Super well done, like visually.
Yeah, I love the soundtrack. And like how they were singing and then it was going to the soundtrack.
They definitely, that's all original because literally every single song, they started singing it first. So that's a really cool idea. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that done before at all.
Super funny.
It was hilarious. There was a point where I had Coke in my mouth for like 45 seconds because I couldn't swallow it. And it was just sitting there, just getting all nasty because I could not stop laughing. And something we didn't mention before was that Daniel Radcliffe insisted on being in every shot. Like if there was ever like a dummy body double, he was controlling it.
Yeah. So Paul Dano was just lugging Radcliffe around almost the entire movie on his back.
Yeah. Great performances.
Yeah, they were awesome together. Even though Radcliffe was just kind of like dead at the time.
I was sitting there thinking like, could anybody do a good job at this? But I don't want to like take that away from Daniel Radcliffe because probably not. No.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. Definitely, I don't think a movie for everybody.
Yeah, it's for like the real artsy types and the people that really like immature jokes. But
we're gonna go into in depth the plot of the movie. So if you do not want it spoiled, skip to this time, and we'll do our overall review at the end for recommendations and stuff like that. So okay, we're getting into it now. Movie. So it starts off. Paul Dano is stranded on the island. Starts off pretty much where the trailer starts you off to. Pretty much we guessed right that there was a dead body washed up, and he starts using him.
Yeah, he slowly starts to learn that
he's very useful.
He's pretty magical. He can cut things, he gives him water,
Yes, the first use was that he left his body mouth agape in the rain, and it was then later used as a spout for the rainwater.
He was just puking up water.
And they are pretty much just like trudging through. Well, actually, what I was wrong about was I thought it was going to kind of end with him going off into the ocean riding.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the ending.
That was like boom, right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Wrong about that. To transport him from a very tiny island to, I guess, like mainland.
Yeah.
We find out later. Which makes me wonder if he was ever on an island. And so he starts using them for different purposes, and Daniel Radcliffe, the character Manny, begins to talk back to him, and it was hilarious when he came back to life, and he screamed and just punched him directly in the face. So he starts to teach him, kind of, like he asks him basic questions about life, like pretty like questions that answers are very philosophical, and he's just trying to make
he's just
very
trying to
simple
make
for the
best
dead body.
What he can think of. But I like how it was written as the more he teaches him, he's also learning about himself.
Yeah. So I started to think, okay, this is a hallucination, and he's just talking to himself, and I don't know if we ever get any real closure on that.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, I thought he was pretty much just talking to him. This road is
bumpiest road in New Jersey.
Oh, Jesus Christ. To think, okay, maybe he, like right in the beginning, he was about to hang himself. I was like, okay, maybe he's dead.
Yeah,
and this
he's
is
just
like
been dead
some
the
Donnie
entire
Darko
time.
shit. But not the case at that point yet. And he starts. There's a phone that was washed up with the body. Appears to be washed up with the body, and there's a picture of a woman on it. And we assume that it's Daniel Radcliffe's girlfriend or wife or, significant other. And he starts asking him questions Paul Dano starts asking Daniel Radcliffe questions to help further, their chances of get to civilization. Yeah, so he can help him get home.
He's slowly guiding his way back home through just remembering things.
Hopefully recovering
jogging his
the
memory.
dead body's memory.
Yeah.
And so they start doing exercises almost to remember things. They build really intricate, like a house. They build a bus.
A car,
so they can reenact where Daniel Radcliffe first sees the woman on his phone. We assume it's a bus. So he makes the bus scene and he tries to get them all worked up, and he dresses up as the woman
and builds a bunch of little wooden people.
Yes, really impressive. And as I was watching that, I was like, damn, this was probably a bitch to make. This is probably most of their time right here.
Yeah, their set design and costumes were
really cool,
pretty amazing.
So as Paul Dano starts teaching Daniel Radcliffe about love and other things like that, well, before that, he shows him what a woman is, essentially, by a Sports Illustrated
bikini.
Yeah,
issue.
The swimsuit edition.
Yeah, the swimsuit edition.
The dead body
Gets
starts
a little excited.
reacting in certain ways, and we find out that his dick is a compass, which is one
Very
of my
helpful.
notes. One of my notes that I wrote, hard to scribble in the dark, but it's just a dick compass. So I don't really know what. I think I just wanted to comment on it pretty much. And we started getting. I didn't really make the connection when we were watching it, but I don't know why I didn't, because it's kind of all right there for you when you see it. But we get really early on a clip of Hank, the character Hank, Paul Dano's character, on a bus. Looking back.
In the very beginning.
Yes, in the very beginning. So I was like, okay, we're getting a little origin situation here. And then it kind of went away for a good probably 35 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, I completely
before we
forgot
saw it
that.
again. And so when they started making the bus, it was kind of, you started thinking that, okay, he is speaking for the dead body because he's making things out of his own memory. I have no idea where I'm at.
After seeing this movie, after watching the first 3 minutes, I would not get up and leave.
Oh no, this movie started off really strong.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it got weird until the end, but
the end, it took a dark turn.
Yeah, so pretty much the entire middle of the movie is the character Hank finding new ways to use Manny's body. He shaves using his teeth. He pushes his teeth down on his face to shave his humongous castaway beard.
He uses his arm to chop down trees and what else?
Shoves what looks like a crutch down his throat.
Yeah, to
shoot it
off a cliff.
Like a rappel gun. I literally don't know what the fuck I wrote here. I have no idea what this is. Oh, he said before the internet, every girl was a lot more special. That was just a funny thing.
Yeah.
If this was a book, people on Tumblr would be making really generic looking word posts about about a lot of the lines.
There were so many funny little one-liners. They start singing the Jurassic Park theme.
Yes, and if you don't know Jurassic Park, you don't know shit. It might be the best quote. I don't know. There were only 2 other people in the theater. It was me and you, and then I'm gonna assume a couple behind us.
That sat in the back corner.
Yeah, and I wonder if they enjoyed it. I don't know if I heard them laughing. I don't know if it's because I couldn't hear them over my own laughter.
I don't think they get it.
There's like this weird romantic twist where
they're both drunk.
I don't know how they're drunk, but I'm fine. Like, fine, they're drunk. And they are, Hank is still dressed as a woman, and Manny is under the assumption that
he's in love.
That he's in love with the girl that was on the cell phone. And
it plays out like an awkward teenage couple that's
like
after drinking for a little while.
Exactly. They're about to kiss, and then like the music is like getting you hyped up to the moment when they're about to kiss,
and then it gets awkward,
and it just cuts. The music cuts, and they're just staring at each other because the dead body falls a little bit into out of the way, and I guess it's like a sobering moment. He realizes he's dressed as a woman on the background of a dead man's phone, and he's
about to
stops.
Yeah.
And then a bear.
Yeah, the bear
that was weird
back.
too.
Yeah.
Like I thought this was how it's going to end. I was like, this bear is gonna kill him? And he's just gonna...
I thought he was gonna be a goner. And it turns out they were never really that far the entire time.
No. So what you end up finding out is it appears that they were just on a beach, I'm gonna assume in California.
Yeah, somewhere.
Or like Portland, or like somewhere West Coast.
And they end up falling into Sarah, the girl on the cell phone's backyard.
Yes.
She sees
carried by Manny. Manny at this point is now carrying Hank. So the dead body has...
His body is almost all the way functional now.
Yes. He's been like coming to life as the movie goes on, because he's been given the idea of like love will like bring him back.
And then while they're in the backyard, like fighting, not really sure if they should go talk to Sarah, her daughter is standing there watching them the entire time.
Yes, this adorable child is just like, hello.
And of course, Sarah sees that and immediately runs outside and is freaked out.
This is when I got confused, because as this was happening, we have Hank and Manny together. Doesn't seem like she's really addressing the fact that Manny, the dead body, is there. So I was like, okay, so he's seeing the shit in his head.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I thought was happening.
That's what I thought was going to happen, and I was like, oh, that's not as cool.
Because she brings, like, a glass of water out, and just one. So I'm like, okay, why is she not freaking out about this dead body?
The other guy that's laying in the middle of the yard.
Exactly. I was like, okay, so I had no idea what was going on there. I was like, she can't just be ignoring a dead body. He must, like, he's the only one that can see this shit. That was wrong.
Yeah, quickly, that turns out that they can see him.
So that was a little weird that they kind of, it still wasn't clear or not at this point whether anyone could see him.
And this is where things got dark.
Yeah,
then
very
Hank's father shows up, who hates him and doesn't talk to him.
Yeah, so, what's her name? Sarah, the girl from the phone. Oh, as they're arguing, a big reveal. As they are arguing whether to approach Sarah or not, Hank tells Manny that it wasn't his phone, that the phone belonged to Hank the whole time. It was his phone the whole time. He just told him that.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was scared. So we discover that Hank just took a picture of this woman.
Very creepy, but...
Yeah, that's
it's a little weird.
Like, because you're trying to sympathize with the character, and you're like, ugh, that's...
Everything, it just started off weird.
So he took a picture of her while she was sitting on the bus. Really nice picture, to his credit. It's still fucking creepy.
Semi-professional photographer.
Yeah. So it's the background of his phone. So as she's trying to help Hank, give him water and everything, she calls the police to give him help, because her daughter was like, oh no, he came out of the woods, he said he needs help. And she's like, is this true? And he's like, yeah. Pretty well, he doesn't say anything, he just kind of shakes his head.
Yeah, he's still stunned that he's talking to Sarah for the first time.
For sure. And So the cops come, and it just kind of cuts to him being wrapped in a blanket, and Manny goes back to being dead, it appears.
Yeah.
And they're kind of interviewing him, and you hear him talking in the background, the police talking in the background. Oh, his story checks out. Actually, bodies wash up on the beach all the time. Which, I mean, fine.
I guess.
I feel like they probably wouldn't believe him if some fucked up looking dude
guy
like came behind the body, but you know.
Well, then Hank freaks out and says, you know what? Manny's my homie, and we're gonna go run back into the woods together. And this causes a big chase. They go run down the hill, they go into the river, and we learn that they were never that far.
At all.
Yeah, they were
because
I don't know, maybe
a mile?
Maybe, yeah. Away from Sarah's house. And so maybe they were just like walking in circles the entire time. I don't know. But
yeah, which that point I was like, okay, so he was never on that island. I don't like you have to have a certain suspension of disbelief while watching this movie, and you just kind of have to be like, okay, this is how this is.
Because 30 seconds later they end up right back on the beach where they started.
At the so
and
fine. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
fine.
Okay. But Manny still isn't talking or doing anything. And they all think he just kind of like killed him or did something. So
the camera crew, because he was about to be interviewed.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, local man.
Lost in Woods
escapes,
finds,
and he's just goes off and it's like, no, this is my friend, runs off of him.
Yeah.
And so everyone starts, it gets really sad at this point for me. Even the camera guy kind of like puts his camera down,
drops
stops
the camera.
recording.
He's like, damn.
It's like, I'm not gonna exploit this mentally ill man for a news story. Sarah and her husband and child are all there watching, which I thought was weird because the dad was just kind of holding his child there as a grown man is over top of another grown man's clearly dead body.
Yeah,
I was like, why do you have your child here watching?
I would not
scene?
let her be seeing that.
And then
the big moment, the climax.
Well, he admits to killing. He did it.
Yeah.
Hank says. Hank, I guess, realizes that maybe he is crazy, and his life is nothing that he wanted it to be. So he says, "I did it," and they're about to put him in cuffs. And
in the last-ditch effort, a big moment throughout the entire movie was trying. Like the theme was like, it's okay to be weird and
it's okay to fart in public.
It's okay to fart in front of other people. So that's what he does. He farts in front of Manny for the first time, and nothing happens. But so
everybody, you can kind of tell everybody kind of can smell it.
Yeah,
like they get a little like that.
They start taking everyone away. They start going, and then he
lets it rip again.
That was
Hank
Manny.
lets it. Oh, yeah.
That was Manny.
The cop was like, "That's enough, dude." That's enough.
He says, "No, that wasn't me." You turn around and Manny's doing the farting again.
Like seizing.
Yeah, like from the very beginning,
farts.
yeah. And then they realize, holy shit, this guy was right. This guy is somehow still sorta alive.
This body has powers. And not only does the body continue to fart, but he
rides off into the sunset.
Into the sunset.
Smiling. He's happy as hell.
Looking really triumphant.
Yeah, he's happy that Hank accepted himself and farted in public.
So he rewards him with validating his apparent craziness.
Yeah, and just rides off into the sunset through the ocean.
And then cut to black, the end on the screen.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know how to feel at the very end. I don't know why I was sitting there. I was just like, I wasn't expecting like some end of credit like bonus scene or anything, but I was just kind of taking it in.
I didn't know how to react. Like it was one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen.
It was there was just like so many, I don't want to say tonal shifts, or like not even to where it's an issue. I mean, I feel like there were kind of like weird moments where I was like, okay, this is like, it feels like not a different movie, but it feels very different right now.
Yes.
And like, I guess it kind of worked because they were, you know, it was going from being lost in the woods where you're only seeing the one character with the dead body, and then all of a sudden when like normal society is brought into play, it feels like a different movie because we've been witnessing craziness for like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yep.
And then it's like a very sobering, like, no, this is society. But I didn't, it went from like, you know, it was like really fun for an hour and 20 minutes. Started getting really sad, realizing the emotional issues that Hank had. And then, I mean, really, like, even more sad, just got darker and darker.
Yeah.
And then they ended with this grand finale fart.
And his face, just, he was so happy to be riding into the ocean farting.
And I mean, like, credit to the filmmakers for essentially making this movie around the idea that it's okay to be yourself, it's okay to, like, and the way that they're choosing to say that is, it's okay to fart in front of people.
An extremely funny,
like,
different way.
Fart like no one is watching, is what this movie is telling you. And, they played it as, you know, straight as you can play farting, like, aggressively. They played it pretty straight. So yeah, what do you think you would give this as a grade?
Rating
like,
time.
Like a grade level.
I probably like an A-.
Okay, that's generous. Just because, for me, the experience, like watching the movie, I had a really good time. I don't, like, who would you recommend it to?
Oh yeah, definitely like only like my immature friends that really think farts are funny, and like my other friends from school that study film and TV.
I feel like this is a movie that could take people who watch, like, not shitty, but like immature movies and make them think.
Yeah,
I feel
pretty
like
much.
It could take somebody who looks at movies as just like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here, I'm just gonna take this in, and then, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Just because it's on, and it'll make them be like, oh, okay, like, think about it for a second. So, I would give it, man, I'm hesitant to say this because I don't want to be right on line with Rotten Tomatoes. I was gonna say like a B. I'm gonna give it a B. For just like general viewing. Some people could give it an F. Like, if you gotta know what you're going into here, but for me, I would give it like a solid
I definitely
B.
would have given it a lower grade if they did the ending differently. Like, I like how they stuck to their guns and didn't change anything.
Yeah, they didn't make it like a generic,
a deep thought process, thought-provoking.
It looked like that's
ending.
where it was heading.
Yeah,
because
and I'm glad they didn't.
It was getting really emotional. And yeah, so I'm gonna give it a B, and I would recommend it. Even maybe just for the performances.
Oh yeah, they were awesome. So go see this movie, maybe.
Yes, I would definitely go see it. If you're like skeptical, just go early and pay $5.
Yeah.
But
wherever you can.
What was the runtime?
An hour, 40 minutes, maybe.
It didn't feel like that, so that's always a good sign. Like, it went by quickly, which is usually a good sign. Like, there was no parts in it that for me felt like could have been cut out.
Yeah, everything
just right now. I'm sure after like sitting with this for a little while, we'll have like, you know, a more well-rounded opinion and like refined opinion. But this is just, we're literally on our drive home. But yeah, I would recommend it. Give it a B for me.
A-.
All right, that was fun.
Good night.